bubble guts competition, now point them out. Making my babies proud, wanna call my mama a house. Coming straight out the south, gotta know juice to end the drought. Yeah, I bought like 23. Whoa, won't fall again, and I put that on me. Yeah, I feel the way, my heart all on my sleeve. Yeah, that's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Coming for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this thing.
Well, the hope was that these Florida showers would have passed through by now, but it looks like we're in for a wet one tonight at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Seminole back home in Florida. It's Dalvin Cook, and he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense, because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
From the shotgun, here's White. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. The gun, it's White. And that will be incomplete.
White. That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
Here's Mickens to return. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense.
At their own 33-yard line.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
You can script and diagram plays all you want, but no one really envisions something like that happening this early in the game. How about that run to get things started? Didn't he win NFC Player of the Week last week?
Yeah, he was on fire a week ago, and what a start to this one.
Yeah, no sign of him cooling down at all.
Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. And he'll be pulled down, and now a late flag will come with it. And that's in the area of a face mask, I think. 22 yards on the pickup there. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Pretty good looking run there on first down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain.
He was tackled at the 27.
He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game?
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ronald Jones with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bucs have taken a first quarter lead. No going for two. They'll kick the point after. Footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one is good.
Buccaneers 7, Vikings nothing.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, White. Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete pass. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, White. Now White lost the football, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. So a first quarter fumble in the rain, and this isn't supposed to let up. They've had flash flood warnings just west of here, so they better get used to this.
And it's hard to do real early in the game because you're so amped up and you're trying to do so much. You've got to get used to it, though. You've got to focus in on the ball, make sure you're taking care of it. That one cost him.
Yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll run it with Jones. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings' 20-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like with the runners game.
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Chris Godwin, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Now a run with Cook. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. White. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Jr. A gain of 8 yards. And
they'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. They needed a yard. They got it. First down.
A gain of 1 yard. First down, Minnesota.
Now White with a first down throw. That'll be complete to Cook. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
To Dalvin Cook.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
11 yards there, first down. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Dalvin Cook is running back, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. To throw again, White. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
36-yard line.
Oh, partner, when you see a screen pass and the defensive tackle ends up making the play, you know that one wasn't sold well at all because he should be upfield by the time you throw the pass. If not, you end up with big trouble, as we just saw right there.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 20-yard line.
$14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Vikings, nothing.
2nd and 7 from the 20. He'll drop to throw. His throw incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now back to throw. And that is incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Waiting on it will be Richie James. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
At their own 39-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So with a big gainer anyways, he'll go ahead and take that instead of the pass interference call.
They didn't need the penalty. It would have been different, right, if they had somehow lost some yardage somewhere, but they did not. Gained all they could, down at the spot of the foul. Nothing to be gained by taking the penalty.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there. And it's second down.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. On the carry, it's Cook. A tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
To throw is White from the gun on 3rd down. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Cook. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
3-yard line.
Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
He'll buy some time right. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line.
Junior.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On first down, it's White. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
White now, throwing on 3rd and long. And now he'll fire deep downfield for James. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. On the return is Mickens. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Number 3.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5.
They'll look to throw. And he's got a man. It's the tight end, Howard, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets his football out shy of the 30 to the 29. They'll look to throw here on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there at the moment the ball gets to the receiver, and he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. And he finds Howard complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. A couple of first downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Back to throw now on first down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. O.J. Howard, his first touchdown here of the new campaign as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead.
The kicker on.
Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his 2nd season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
5-yard line.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Incomplete. He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And he finds Cook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. on 1st and 10, White. Escaping the pressure right. Going deep for Montgomery. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. A play fake, now White. They're going for Jefferson downfield, and that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, and now it's 3rd down.
And 10 yards to go.
Final shot before break. White, going for Jefferson downfield, and unable to connect. Incomplete. I give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Briggs Irvine set to kick off.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. This will make it into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble of bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
7-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the 2nd half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the 2nd half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. He's got a man, complete. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Brutal, so take away the long touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. He'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Ford.
Complete.
Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shot. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
Smith catches left side. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 12 yards there, first down Vikings. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. White on 1st and 10. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face. Coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota. Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. And oftentimes when you see that, that means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no wind. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
On 2nd down, it's Jones, and he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Here's Richie James on the return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
To throw again on 2nd down. White, open man, Arcega-Whiteside. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40.
A gain of 4 yards. And a Vikings first down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They run. Cook. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Cook, the Viking ball carrier.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
9-yard line.
White steps away. Completes it to the fullback, Ham.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense here.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Off play action, here's White. Sliding out of the pocket. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
They'll go again to Jones. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They go play action here on 1st down. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
Out of the gun, it's White. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game.
Vikings 11. Greg Zuerlein set to kick off.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
19-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And the pick 6 we just saw makes things a little more interesting. Still, though, a 2-possession game as they control their destiny in this 4th quarter. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
After the penalty, it's Jones. He's got daylight. The 40. 20.
One play at a time.
10.
Here we go.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones, 87 yards. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead.
The kicker on.
He's been having a great game, and that one right there, his best run so far, and it ends with 6 points.
And not only that, in his mind, what is he thinking? Can I get to 200 yards as well? Because he knows he's closing in on it. He may not know the exact number, but the best runners have a feel of what the yardage is that they're compiling, and he knows that he's getting close to that 200-yard mark now.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Vikings take over first and 10. At their own 25.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times?
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now, the 3 picks last week helped them to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions last week, that led to a victory. 3 interceptions so far in this game, that has them out in front. We often think of the offense driving things. In this case, it's the defense, not just holding teams, but creating big plays for themselves.
Incomplete.
They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the fourth quarter.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Mike Hughes. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. The 20. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown.
That was a nice catch, and not by the guy you thought it was going to be. How about the defender turning into an offensive player as soon as the ball hits his hands, and off he goes, off to the races, and into the end zone.
Eluding the pressure right. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And he's into the clear. Past the 20, 10, 5, and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way.
17. Greg Zuerlein set to kick off.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This will make it into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And that pick 6 a moment ago doesn't change things too much. They still seem pretty comfortable with a 3-possession fourth quarter lead. Now a pass hauled in downfield. 20, 10, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Mike Evans, 78 yards as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. And his kick is good.
Makes the score Buccaneers 43.
Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there. And now it's second down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team They've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep. Oh, wide open, complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for two.
Right there, 54.
From the shotgun, here's White. And they're going to get the two-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further.
Vikings 20.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And this carries into the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Here's Jones. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. And he'll get this only up to about the 35.
Down at the 30.
Holton Hill, the one there to bring him down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
At the 43.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Mike Hughes. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Throwing again on 2nd down. White, and a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. Here's the correct call.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a 4th quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on 3rd and long. White, he's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. Carlton Davis picks it. And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college. And our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this Be Who You Are.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
Well, there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
And this carries into the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked out officially at the 21.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget.
Now White lost the football, but a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
19 Tiger. Watch the screen.
Here's White off the play fake. Flush to his right. Looking sideline, incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, but it's going to be 2nd down.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him, and after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Now White, off play action. Get to him as he's taken down. Shaquille Barrett, his 2nd sack of the night.
13 yards, and it's 3rd down.
To throw is White, throwing on 3rd and long. That'll be complete to Cook. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Despite a pickup of 16, they're still well short of the sticks on 4th. Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Off play action. White. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to keep it here. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Taken down.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game.
Hey, let's get them holes.
45.
Off the play fake. White. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. He's trying to find Justin Jefferson there. And that'll make it 3rd down.
It's 3rd down. And 6 yards to go.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. He's going to let it fly. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now.
Intended for Justin Jefferson. Incomplete. It's now 4th down.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. This is caught inside the 15. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson. 59 yards. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit.
Hey, watch the lane.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further.
Greg Zuerlein set to kick.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. A lane opens here. He's past the 30.
Final score, Buccaneers.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they?